Sport, you get some sportier dials. His battery size has increased. Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. My name's Sam, and if you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe down below for all the latest new car content and car reviews. Today I've got a very exciting video to be showing you. I'm checking out the facelifted Genesis GV60. I've already covered this car, the pre-facelift, on my channel, the top spec Sport Plus model. So if you haven't seen that video, you can click up there to watch that. But today I'm checking out the facelifted model. First of all, a huge thanks to Genesis UK for having me at the UK launch of this car. We're at the Thruxton circuit, which is very exciting. I did have a go of it on the track, which was a lot of fun as well. But today I'm mainly focusing on the standard pure spec model. This is the most popular model in the range. It used to be called the premium, and it's going to be what's popular for business, fleet buyers, salary sacrifice, etc., as it is the entry point into the GV60 and includes a lot of standard features. Today I'm going to be telling you all the little tweaks that have been made on the facelift model, inside, outside, and letting you know, is it a car worth considering. So if that sounds good, keep watching to the end for a full overview on the updated Genesis GV60. Okay, so starting off with the exterior design of the GV60 and the slight tweaks. As you can see, it's quite subtle, the changes that have been made. They didn't need a big change because it's already a nice looking car. Let's start off with the front end of the vehicle though and see what's changed here. To the front of the vehicle, you'll see the twin striped LED headlights with the micro LED arrangement on the lighting. This is standard on the vehicles. Very clever LED lighting technology and looks fantastic. I'll show you the indicators as well, quite cool. They all light up, which does look quite nice. It's not really like a sweeping effect, but it does look really good on the car. Very obvious the direction which you're going. Unfortunately, the indicator at the rear of the car isn't quite as impressive as the front. Unlike the GV70 where they've moved it up to here to the main tail light, it's just down here. So that's a bit annoying. It's something that the Hyundai group was kind of moving away from, putting the indicators so low down, and then moving them back up into the main tail lights, because it's just less visible down there. So that is a little bit of a shame. You've also got a redesigned front bumper. This is your 360 camera on the innovation pack or on the performance model as standard. So that's a bit different. There used to be like a little triangle design down there, if you remember. So that's a bit different. Not everyone liked that. So it looks a bit more clean to the front, and then a redesigned lower bumper as well, with new redesigned air curtains as well for greater aerodynamics and efficiency. So that's great to see. So just a cleaner, sharper look. Not a massive change from before, but just some nice tweaks to make it that little bit more modern. Another exterior change, which is quite subtle, but makes the car look actually a lot more sporty and less SUV-like, is the fact that all the side skirts and cladding is all body coloured regardless of trim, instead of that grey colour. To the rear, you've still got those twin wraparound LED taillights, which I love the look of. I think they look so fantastic, like little butterfly wings. And then of course your body colour continues down to the bottom, which wasn't body colour previously. So yeah, just sportier all throughout. Lots of it's quite similar. It's not the biggest facelift ever. These have just sharpened it up slightly, these changes. What about colours offered on the GV60 facelift? Well, there's plenty to choose from. As standard as before, it comes in the solid outer white, which does look nice and sleek on the car, and that's standard across the range. Metallic options start at £810, including this new Tromso green, which is my absolute favourite. I love it. It really shows off the curves and lines of this car, and it's 100% the colour I would pick. Also new for the facelift is the Ceres blue, which is more of the indigo-y purple blue colour, which also arrived on the GV70 Electrified facelift. And then there's plenty of colours which were already in the GV60 range, including the Capri blue, silver, Mauna red, a uni white, which is that more metallic-y pearl white, Vic black, store green, which is quite nice, and Makalu grey. Then of course you do have your matte colour options, which are £1,250. You've got Matterhorn white, store green, Ceres blue, and last but not least the Makalu grey. So nice that you've got plenty of options. I'd personally go for the metallic, and this Tromso green would definitely be my colour of choice. Alloy wheels on the facelifted GV60 range from 19 to 21 inches. These are the standard 19s on the pure model, which look better than they did before. They've darkened the internals, and it's kind of now sort of matte but a little bit shinier than it was before, so it does look really nice on the vehicle. I really like this two-tone design because it makes the wheel appear bigger than it actually is. Moving up to the sport model, you get the 20-inch alloy wheels, now also a two-tone design. And then last but not least, on the performance model, they're the same new wheels that we got on the GV70 Electrified, which I can actually show you on a physical car. 21-inch alloys that you get on the performance model, taken straight from the GV70 Electrified facelift. I really love these. They're two-tone design, so they've got these flatter bits for aero to help you with your efficiency, which is great to see, and then these thinner bits, which look a bit like Mercedes light design alloy wheel, where they just have the kind of star, but they wouldn't have these sections. But I really like these sections actually. It looks really good. They remind me of the Ford Capri electric alloy wheels in the best way possible, that they've got that kind of retro vibe, but also modern and very sporty. So I think these look fantastic on the vehicle. Okay, so driving the GV60 Pure model, how is it? Well, obviously it's an electric vehicle, so it's going to be nice and smooth and quiet, which of course this is. But you've now got that new battery tech on the performance models. You've got the virtual gear shifters, so that's really cool too. But this is just the Pure model. So what's the main benefit? Well, the battery's gone from 77 kilowatt hour to 84, so not a massive change, but that has made a nice improvement. So how far will your GV60 get you on a singular charge? Well, this pure rear-wheel drive model has got the largest range because they've all got the same 84 kilowatt-hour battery. This has got a 348-mile range, 229 PS rear motor. Going up to sport, you have 318 PS, and it's an all-wheel drive setup with a rear-wheel drive bias. Gives you 318 miles of range, so you do get quite a hit from the rear-wheel drive only model. Then going to the top spec performance model with up to 490 PS with the boost mode, 440 without. You have 311 miles of range, and that includes the 229 PS rear motor and the same on the front as well, so it's a balanced all-wheel drive system. Brakes are nice. Of course, you do have regen with the full iPedal as well, which is your one pedal driving. Something I really like on the Hyundai Kia Group vehicles. It's great to see. Of course, the Genesis is just more that premium edge over other cars in the group. This one has got 229 PS, 225 brake horsepower with a rear motor. So that's 350 Newton meters of torque and 0 to 62 in 7.8 seconds. So it's still really quite impressive figures on the car. It's not a slow coach just because it's the standard model. It's just not quite as powerful as those all-wheel drive models. Of course, it is nice to have all-wheel drive, especially like winter time, but it's generally quite good on grip anyway. This has got Michelin tyres on from the factory, which is nice, so you do get good grip as standard. Something you do notice about the car that you don't really think about or see from photos and videos, it does kind of look like a compact SUV on photos, but it is actually quite a large car, and it is quite wide too. Something I noticed on the tighter country roads when I had the loan off the previous GV60, the pre-facelift. It was, yeah, a bit of a tight squeeze sometimes, so something to bear in mind. Definitely, it's not the narrowest car to nip through town and city traffic, but it is actually the smallest Genesis vehicle on offer. It would be great to see something smaller than this car. Genesis are a big seller in Canada and America, so it makes sense that this is their smallest offering. All you have to do is hold down the mute button to turn off the speed sign recognition, and it'll just come up saying speed limit's gone off, which is good, and you can do the same for the lane assist very easily. Again, exactly the same on the Kia and Hyundai Group products. Lane assist can be a bit sharp at times. There we go, it's kind of not liking the road markings, so you just hold down this button here with the lane assist till it goes amber, and then you can see it's gone amber just there. So that's just to say it's off. You do have to turn it off each time because it's like a safety EU regulation now, but it's really easy to do, so you don't have to faff through the screen. So I think they do a really good job of the safety assistance things. Using my regen paddles now to come down here, and you can have it in top iPedal just there. It does make the accelerator a little bit heavier. I noticed on the pre-facelifters, when you had it in the top iPedal, the accelerator became quite heavy after a while, but it doesn't seem as bad on this one. If I do ease off the regen now and go on to no regen, the accelerator is lighter. So it's unlike the hybrid vehicles from the group. Obviously Genesis don't have a hybrid yet, but they are coming, where the highest regen on hybrids like the Kias and Hyundais, it doesn't affect the accelerator at all, which I prefer, whereas it does a bit on this, but it doesn't seem to make as big as a difference as it did used to on the vehicles, where yeah, it could feel like you're kind of fighting with the accelerator when you're on the top regen level, whereas this bit smoother, which is nicer, and it means for a longer journey it does feel nicer. Of course, you've got the full adaptive cruise control as well. It does come with the highway driving assist now as standard too, which is another nice thing on the vehicle, making motorway really easy. Also, if you change the drive modes with this drive mode button, you've got the different modes and you can see the dials do change. So sport, you get some sportier dials, and you do feel the throttle response sharpen up a little bit. Put it back in eco. It's obviously for the best efficiency, you'll want to be driving in eco mode. As for refinement, not going super fast, but it is quite nice. Quiet. Over some firm bumps, it can be a bit jiggly, as you find with EVs that are obviously heavy vehicles, so these 19-inch alloys make the ride a bit smoother than what you get on the larger wheels. What I will say about the larger wheels though is that they do give you better feel around the corners. You have a slightly firmer, sportier ride, but it can actually do you some favours out on the track. If you're going to take it out on the track, then maybe. We did have a go as a passenger in a pure model on the track, and it definitely had more lean and roll in the corners, especially the tighter corners, but I don't think most people will be driving it like that, especially if you want to get the advertised range out of the vehicle. You're going to be taking it a little bit more easy, hopefully, everyday driving. You definitely have good acceleration, there we go, to get up to national speed limit. That's fantastic. It feels very nippy, lots of get up and go, which is good, so you can still have fun in it. Regen's fantastic too. This is obviously on the 19s on the pure model, so you've got a little bit of a softer ride. It can be firm though over some harsher bumps, but not too bad. It is generally quite refined. It's nice and quiet too, so it just makes a nice vehicle to drive day in, day out. And the range is what really is the main selling point of the pure model. We've also got the heat pump as standard, which is fantastic. Definitely helpful winter range. Nice everyday all-round vehicle. This car's just spec with the normal mirrors, which I much prefer than the camera mirrors, which are over £1,300. You might want, I don't know, it does help your range a tiniest bit, but kind of negligible, and especially for the cost, it's not really worthwhile. So this has got the innovation pack on it, so it has all the blind spot cameras and everything, which is quite cool. It's also got the facial scanner as well, so you can use to unlock the car, which they also took off the standard vehicle because it's a little bit of a gimmick really. I wouldn't personally use it. And one of my favourite features, which is included on the Innovation Pack Plus, is the remote smart parking assist, which is very clever. So you might have not seen this before. That turns the car on, then it should move forward like so. Very clever. Does also do a little sing for you as well, so people know around. And then you can also reverse the car too, all with the key fob. It works very well. Like so. As soon as you let go of the button, it stops. Another thing it can do is it's the newer improved remote smart parking assist, so it can turn corners now. So clever. But yeah, that is just so great, that. It's very cautious, you'll be pleased to know. But it's like having a massive remote control car. Does make a bit of a creepy noise, but I can get it to go back. It's given up on me. Go on. Go on. Et voila. Does have 800 volt architecture as well, so you can charge very fast charging. So even though the battery of the GV60 has increased in size, its actual fast charging capability is still as fast as before, so that's great to see. So it's still got that 800 volt architecture, meaning 10 to 80% charge can be done in just 18 minutes on a compatible fast charger, which is very impressive. However, I definitely recommend home charging, as public charging is still very expensive. It is capable of 11 kilowatt AC home charging, which is great. So of full charge will take just under 8 hours, which is excellent, or on a 7 kilowatt wall box, it'll take around 12 hours. So an overnight charge, not too bad. So you've got your normal AC home charger there, and then this just pulls out for your DC charger port there. Also, what I really like about it is you've got this little quick LED light indicator to let you know what % charge you are just from a quick glance, or you can of course look on the app with the vehicle as well and then control everything, precondition the car, etc., which is really good functionality. It is electric, the charging flap, which isn't really needed but adds a bit of extra fanciness, I suppose. It's quite nice that it opens this way as well rather than sideways. I do quite like that, and I also like the placement at the rear of the vehicle. Honestly, I think this Pure model is plenty enough power for me and for most people as well. Really enjoyed my time with this car. It's nice to see that even the standard model is nice to drive and offers the best range actually. So driving on the motorway there to Thruxton Circuit, 48 miles of average 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour, which works out to 310 miles. So that's motorway miles, which is very good. But yesterday, the trip back, I managed 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour on country roads, mostly doing about 40-50 miles an hour, which would work out to 386 miles. So the claim range is actually very accurate, with your town figure being nearly 400 miles and motorway around 300 miles. Okay, and how about the interior of the GV60? What has changed? Well, it's had a lot of the changes that the GV70 Electrified facelift got. So you've got this singular 27-inch OLED panel for your driver's display and the infotainment system, which does look very good. It's seamless, so a very sleek look on the vehicle for sure. However, it is facing away from the driver, which is quite annoying, especially as cheaper models in the Hyundai Kia group do have screens facing towards the driver. So it's not been swapped over for the UK side. What is nice though is they've kept this rotary dial, so that means you don't have to stretch really far. You've got all your climate controls down here, physical, which is great to see, and then the little buttons of where you want the airflow to go. If I turn the car off, you still have the signature crystal ball, and it does do a lovely song for you when you turn the car off as well, which is nice. Turn it back on. As standard, you do get wireless phone charging here, which is really good. Nice placement as well. You've got this armrest with a tiny bit of storage in there as well. It's not adjustable, the armrest, but it's in a good place for most people there. In total, there's 6 different interior options that you can have on the Genesis GV60. As standard, on Sport and on this base Pure model, you do get the leatherette with this cloth textile section here. It is still very comfortable, although this does have the comfort pack with the 18-way adjustable power seats. More on that in a moment. So these are standard seats. This one is in obsidian black, so it's black everywhere, black on the dash, black headlining, so it's a little bit dark in here, and there is some nicer colour options to choose from, including the other option of leatherette. Standard free of charge is ash grey and glacier white. That looks like this. Looks nice, bright and airy, but quite difficult to keep clean, so something to bear in mind. And then you do of course have your option of the Napa leather pack for £2,500 on this Pure model and also on the Sport model. That is standard though on the performance spec, so that's great to see. Again, you can have it in obsidian black with the Napa leather, the glacier white with the Napa leather, and then there's 2 other colours to choose from. My favourite being the aqua green with the galaxy black dash. That looks so cool. It's like a tealy colour, really unique and nice. And then also you've got the Prussian blue and sky blue, which is also really nice. A navy dash and then these sky blue seats, which is very vibrant, very bright, and something quite different to what you'd usually see. So that's really nice. £2,500. I know it's not cheap, but honestly it does elevate the cabin a lot, so I'd definitely go for the Napa leather, and I'd pick one of the fun colours because why not? As I mentioned, this car does have the comfort pack spec, which is just under £3,000, so it's not cheap. It brings the electric front seats, driver memory, electric steering column, massage function for the driver, ventilated front seats so they're cooling as well, which is quite a nice feature. Just here, really easy buttons, which is always great to have, so they're not only heated, they're also cooled, which is great. You've also got the 18-way adjustment. So what does that mean? Well, you can go up, down. On the driver's side, you can actually adjust the bolsters as well, so you can have them more in to hug you a bit more, especially if you're going around corners, or have them wider if you're a larger person, so that's great. And then on the passenger seat, you don't have that, but you do have the height adjustment, and you do have the lumbar support as well, which is great to see. even though this doesn't have the Napa leather pack, you still do have some nice detailing here with these little perforations in the leatherette, just to give it a bit more class and style. Again, the nice materials on the doors, so it does look really good. This is the new brushed metal trim, which is standard with the leatherette grade. It does look quite nice, but I prefer the triangle pattern, as they call it, on the Napa leather standard. You can opt for this though on the Napa leather free of charge. It is nice though, it doesn't really pick up too many fingerprints, and it just looks quite quality and premium, as does the leatherette on the dash on this standard model. So this is a little bit of a better look of the screen, as you can see. Very good for the tech and everything in the vehicle. They have kind of done a few things to get the most out of the battery on the car as well, such as the battery conditioning mode. So you can activate it to cool the battery as well as heat the battery so that it will charge fast, which is good. And you can manually do that. You don't have to put in a nav destination, but you can also do it that way. So that's really cool. Also, you've got the smart recuperation. You've got the auto level nav based recuperation, which is quite clever. So essentially, I've not actually tried it, but essentially it's meant to like follow the road curves, etc., and kind of slow down with that, kind of know what's coming up. So it's quite intelligent. So if you're on a fast road and it's quite clear, you come off, it won't regen much, whereas if it needs to slow down, there's turns or it's going into town, it should ideally slow down quite a lot more. Of course, you've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, which is fantastic. Also, as this has got the innovation pack, it does have, of course, the 360-degree cameras, which is really good. You can scan all around the car. That door's open, that's why it looks funny. There we go, scan all around the car, look at the rear. That one. My favourite though is the both sides feature, which allows you to see both sides of the car. So that's great if you're getting for a tight space or width restriction, or if you want to check you're in the parking space. It's standard, the 360 cameras on the performance model, but you do have to opt for the innovation pack if you want the sport or this pure model. So they do add up the options, but it does make the car feel all that more luxury. The few options I would definitely recommend you add is the Napa leather pack, Bang & Olufsen stereo, because this standard stereo is okay, but I prefer a little bit more punch to it. I'd say the innovation pack as well. I'd probably go for that. So that's like nearly every option. Sunroof, you can opt for that as well. It's just a fixed glass roof, so it doesn't open, unfortunately, but that would also be nice. So obviously you can add up the options quite quickly. It can become quite expensive vehicle overall, but then it does feel very premium. I mean, the posh interiors are given very much Bentley Rolls-Royce feeling, and they do feel very quality. But the rotary controller is great to control the infotainment system. I really do like that. It makes it very easy. I kind of forget it's there sometimes because everything now, pretty much most cars are all touchscreen. Then of course you've got these shortcuts down here for your climate, so you can make it up, down, etc. And some media shortcuts as well. As they are in silver with a blue light through, they do get lost a little bit. I said that about the pre-facelift, so it'd be better if those are a bit bolder. They're better at night time actually, because you kind of don't see those and you kind of forget they're there a lot. I do anyway, so get used to that, I guess, with more time with the car. You've got shortcuts here as well, heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated seats on this comfort pack, and the camera shortcut as well. This is the steering wheel on the standard pure model with the leatherette. You do get this kind of quite plasticky centre. If you get the Napa leather, it is like quite sumptuous, like leather in the centre as well, which does look nice. This just looks, yeah, a little bit cheap really. I'd prefer it to look a bit more premium even on the standard model. You have this drive mode button on the steering wheel as standard, and then obviously on the performance model you get the boost button as well to give yourself that extra oomph. As for the boot space, that remains the same as previously. You still get the electric tailgate as standard, which is a great feature. Not really needed on a small SUV, but definitely gives it a more premium vibe. And in the boot, below the load cover measured up to there, you'll find 432 litres, same as before, which doesn't sound that impressive, but the load cover is mounted so low, it feels like it's halfway down the boot, as before. If it was up here, that would give a lot more litres, I should expect. It's not class leading. There's many other rivals with a bigger boot, like the Ford Explorer, the Q4 e-tron. It's not unpractical though, and like I say, it's because that's mounted so low, you do have a nice square shape, so it should be good for smaller families. It is bigger than a normal family hatchback, for example. It's more the size of a small family SUV, like a T-Roc or something like that. Charger cable bag there. And then you've got storage space under here. This has got the vehicle to load pack, which includes a 3-pin plug in the rear of the car, Also includes this adapter so that you can plug this in to the charge port and then power things off it. It is compatible with vehicle to load anyway, so if you didn't opt for the pack, you could just buy an adapter like this and use it straight off the charger port. Another cool feature which has remained, which is quite a hit and miss on this mid-size EV category, is a fruit or a front boot, whatever you want to call it. On this Pure model, you have the larger size as it's the rear wheel drive. There we go. So, oh, we got a V6. Nope, it's just storage, but you have a really decent 53 litres and just 20 litres in the Sport and the Performance all-wheel drive models. I reviewed the Sport Plus last year, which is now called the Performance, and that had the 20 litre, and you could basically put like a book in there and like the owner's manual, and that would be full, whereas this is actually quite deep. The bonnet is on hydraulic struts as well, which is great when you've got a fruit. It's not good when you have to prop up the bonnet and you have to store things in there. It's nice to have the struts. And how is the rear space on the GV60? Well, it's a facelift, so it's unchanged. It's still not the largest. You have a nice flat floor. You do sit kind of a bit higher up in the back. Knee room's not bad. This is my seating position. I'm 5'8", so that's okay. Headroom, it is a bit coupe SUV-like, isn't it? So you don't have a massive amount, but that's fine for me. As you can see with the comfort pack, you do get the laminated acoustic glass in the rear, so it's even more refined than without that. And you've also got some fancy blinds, there we go, so you don't have to stick some tacky ones on if you've got kids. You've got these very nice ones which do look good. Also, with the comfort pack, you've got the heated rear seats with the 3 levels, which is nice. I love these kind of round handles as well, round details. It's just nice, it's just so different, and that's what I really like about Genesis, is that it's not just like every other car, it's just very unique. Here we've got a central armrest, it's nice and comfortable, so that's good. You've got ISOFIX points which are nicely hidden but easily accessible at the same time. 2 USB-C points back here. You've also got a vent each here for the climate, which is great, and this very posh kind of hotel looking hook for your jacket, which you can have that in the back as well. And this little airline style pocket in the back. All in hard plastic this, but very easy to clean. It's very like BMW, that actually. You've also got a light. A lot of manufacturers are moving away from including a rear light, so that's also a nice feature. And then you've got this storage section down here, which is for the rear, and then the front's also got storage. These cup holders are so cool. I don't know what it is about them, but yeah, I love how they are. How's the middle seat? Let's check that out. Floor is completely flat, so that's great. Middle seat's not too bad. I think I remember it being a bit more squishy on the Nappa leather one, and that's the general vibe with the interior, is that the Nappa leather is a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, the back is quite firm on this seat. The base isn't too bad, really, just for adults for a shorter journey, really. The middle seat is more of 2 proper seats in the back. So then, the Genesis GV60 facelift, what do I think? Well, I already loved the pre-facelift car, so these little tweaks have definitely helped it just feel a little bit more improved and more refined overall. It's great to have that slightly bigger battery as well that we saw arrive on the GV70 facelift at 84 kilowatt hour. Giving this Pure model an official range of up to 348 miles is fantastic to see. After all, as I said, this is going to be the most popular model anyway. If you like something a little bit unique with a bit of a twist on it that doesn't just feel like a boring electric car, Genesis is definitely one to look at. It's much more exciting and interesting than any Tesla out there on the market, in my opinion, and offers something unique. Maybe not for everyone, it is a bit niche, but Genesis are definitely trying to grow their fan base and customer base as well, and I think cars like this is definitely going to help them with that. I hope you enjoyed my full overview on the GV60 Pure model and learned a bit about the changes. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next review.